telling followers to join. Just gonna wait a sec. Okay, hi, hello. My name is Marie Fossler and I am the owner, dyer and everything else behind Edelweiss Fibres. This is my very first yarn festival and first time doing something like this, so I'm very excited, a little bit nervous to be here. Yeah. I'm offering a discount code this weekend. It's valid today and tomorrow, and it is Yorkshire Yarn Fest, all one word, no all caps as well. If you've been watching the lives, I'm sure you know that the theme for this month's Yorkshire Yarn Festival is Earth Day, and I have dyed 2 exclusive colourways for the event, and I will only be taking pre-orders of them today and tomorrow. The first one is simply called Earth Day. It is a pale blue colour, speckled with lots of greens and blues, and there's a little bit of brown in there as well, because it reminds me of, well, Earth. Then I've also got another colourway that I've called Pale Blue Dot, which is a gradient, kind of, from this lovely pale blue to a deeper teal. And I picked it up just to show you that it really is a gradient. Yeah, this is inspired by the pale blue dot photograph that Voyager 1 took as it was leaving the solar system, and it has a very powerful message behind it that everyone that's ever lived and everyone that's currently alive are living on this tiny speck of dust floating through space, and we're unlikely to find another speck anytime soon, so we should take good care of our little speck. But yeah, so that is Pale Blue Dot. Then I have also launched 2 new bases for the occasion. The first is Mohair Silk, and it is a super kid mohair, 72% and 28% mulberry silk. It is a lace weight, and it's a 50-gram skein, and it's lovely and fluffy and very soft, because the super kid is the softest mohair you get, because it's from the very first shearing of the little baby goats. Yeah. Then I've also got a brushed Surrey alpaca, which is 75% baby Surrey alpaca and 25% mulberry silk, which is also really lovely and soft. It's even softer than the super kid mohair, and it's a really good alternative to mohair if you find it a little bit itchy. Both of these are my colourway called Hillside Heather, and I've got a little bit of it available ready to ship over here, but I will also do dye to order listings, and all of this is already live on my website. If you go look at edelweissfibres.co.uk, you'll be able to find all of these things that I'm talking about already. Okay. Then I guess I'll talk a little bit about my favourite colourways that I dye. All of them. But my signature colourway is what I call Gorse Under the Crags. Can you tell that I like yellow? It's a really lovely mustard colour. It's a semi-solid. This is on my Mourinho Linen singles base, which is 90% superwash extra fine merino and 10% linen. So the linen makes these little white fibres, and it gives it a lovely heather effect. Yeah. Another one that I really love and have just dropped, don't mind me, is called Surf. It is a medium deep teal blue. It's also a tonal. Sometimes it comes out a bit greenier than this, sometimes it's a bit bluer. Yeah, that's called Surf. And then I have also got this mini skein set available, which is called Kengos, because it's inspired by the Kengos National Park in Scotland, where I live. And it is a collection of 5 colourways that I've dyed up in minis here, but I've also got them available as full size skeins, and for pre-order. The first one is Hillside Heather, which you've already seen. The other one is just simply called Heather. It's a pinky purple. It's a pinky purple with some pink speckles. The next one is called Can, although this version of Can came out a bit darker than it usually is. It's usually more this colour. It's a tonal grey, inspired by the very many cans dotted about the Kengos that mark the ways. And then I've got this green, which is a nice warm green with some deeper green speckles. And yes, these are on my Merino sock 4-ply base, which is 85% superwash extra fine merino and 15% nylon. So it's a bit softer than your standard sock, but it is still quite sturdy. I have knit socks out of it. And it holds up decently well. This colourway is called Late Spring Foliage. Anyway, back to the main skeins. I've still got one left. And then there is Single Malt, which is inspired by the Speyside whiskies, because I love me a Speyside whiskey. And it's a really lovely amber colour. Yeah. Then some of my more recent colourways that I've launched in March were the Bursting Bulbs mini skein set, which is this lovely pastel colour, all inspired by flowers bursting forth from bulbs. I'm not super creative when it comes to naming things. Yeah, Bursting Bulbs. One of the full-size skeins of that is called Trunquil, which is inspired by jonquil daffodils and their lovely heady scent. It's a pale yellow with some orange and golden speckling on it. Also got, I think I've got a little bit of time left, so I'll talk about some of the bases that I offer. I've shown you both of my lace weight bases. Then for 4-ply weight or fingering weight, I've got Mourinho Linen, which is again 90% superwash extra fine merino and 10% linen, and it's a single ply structure, so I wouldn't recommend it for garments or socks, but it is lovely for accessories and it's suitable as a replacement for any sort of single ply merino. I've actually crocheted this shawl out of it. This shawl is in the colourway, this one, called Coral Crush. Next, I've also got Merino Sock 4-ply, which is 85% superwash extra fine merino and 15% nylon. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Someone said Hillside Heather is stunning. Thank you. Yeah, and then I've got a Merino DK, which I've got some examples of here, Hillside Heather being one of them. Merino DK is 100% superwash extra fine merino, and it's about 200 meters per 100 gram, and it's really lovely for jumpers and hats. I've also got BFL DK, which is 100% superwash British blue-faced Leicester. And it takes dyes in the most lovely, deep way. This is Single Malt on BFL DK, and this is a colourway I've not shown you actually. It is called Dried Sunflowers, because I made a bit of a mistake when dyeing a batch of Gorse Under the Crags. Made a bit of a mistake when dyeing that, so this turned out a bit darker, but it does pair really, really well with Gorse Under the Crags, which is Gorse Under the Crags on BFL DK. Then I've also got some sparkly yarns. I do a silver, which I've shown you. This one shows the sparkles better, which is 75% superwash merino to 10% stellina, silver stellina, and 15% nylon. And I've got a golden version as well. And yeah, I've still got a little bit of time left. If anyone has any questions, I am happy to answer any of them. I keep a small amount of yarn ready to ship because I am quite small. This is my garage. I'm dying for my garage. But all of my reputable colourways are available as dye to order listings on my website, and you can pick any of the 8 bases that I offer in any amount, and I dye in batches of 3, and if you order dye to order, I will always make sure that your yarns come from the same batch. Have you shown the other colourful shawl? I have not. This is my Slipstrap shawl, all knit from my own yarns. This was the mystery knit along last year. Yeah, and the orange bit over here is a colour called Autumn Cliché, and the rest is Gorse Under the Crags and Surf, and this is a brown one that I've not dyed again, and the main white colour is a plain base that I speckled all of these colours onto. That was copied from another dyer, so I don't want to sell that one. How do you find colouring brushed alpaca? It's a bit more challenging because it's not superwash yarn. So I'm used to dyeing superwash, which you cannot felt. The brushed alpaca, it looks a lot lighter. So I've had to increase the amount of dye that I use to get it similarly coloured to the other skeins, and also I've had to be a lot more careful when handling it and letting it cool and all that, so it's not felted. So if you do buy this and you knit with it, please hand wash your garments, otherwise they will felt. Yeah, and I've got 3 minutes left. Yeah, what else can I show you? I will show you a bit of a close-up of some of these other yarns, if I can get my phone out of the holder and turn you around. Come on, turn around. There we go. Okay, so there is Winter Garden, Hillside Heather. This one's called Midwinter Morn. I've got Morning Snow. I've got one that I call Sweet Hyacinth, and there's my Earth Day colourway again. This is called Hydrangea Bush because in my fantasy world this is what hydrangea bushes look like. This one is called Fuchsia because it's inspired by fuchsia. Again, not very creative with the names. This one is Coral Crush, Trunquil, Gorse Under the Crags, and Surf. So all of these are Merino Sock 4-ply, and then these are Silver Sparkle Sock and Golden Sparkle Sock. Then over here I've got 2 lonely skeins, well, 4 lonely skeins of BFL sock, which is 70% British Blueface Leicester and 30% nylon, but unfortunately I'm discontinuing that for a slightly different blend because thank you Digleyshire Yarns. Yes, so these are currently on sale on my website as well. And then here's another close-up of these are brushed Surrey alpaca, these 3 are mohair silk, then I've got some Mourinho Linen singles in Surf, Bracken and Dried Sunflowers. I've got Autumn Cliché on Merino DK. I've got one called Rowan Berries on Merino DK as well. And then there's Hillside Heather on Merino DK. And this is Single Malt on BFL Nylon. Thank you Jane for saying you're loving my name. And Bracken and Heather. And then if you wanted to see a close-up of there's the one shawl in Coral Crush. And then there is my Slipstrap, which is massive and I love it. I've got 2 more mini skein sets. This one is called Sandy Beach. I'll just bring it up to the light there. It's lots of blues and a little bit of yellow. It's nice and cheerful for summer. And this one is called Rose Garden. And then down here I've got Can and Midwinter Morn again. And that is all of my time. So thank you very much for everyone who watched this, and I hope I was at least somewhat entertaining. Have a lovely day, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend.